here we go. And welcome to Education, Leadership, and Beyond, Surviving and Thriving. My name is Andrew Murata, host of the show, and happy Sunday to everyone. Proud member of the Education Podcast Network, Voice Ed Radio Canada, wherever you're taking in your podcasts. Thank you for tuning in. Jump in the chat live. It is Sunday, April 19th, and I was just telling Erika Bare, our guest today, Erika Bare, Superintendent from Umpqua Schools in Oregon, Southern Oregon, that it's actually snowing here in the Northeast, April 19th, and it was snowing. So I got some hot tea, and I'm headed to the play today, the school play, Port Jervis's school play, Port Jervis, New York, where I'm a school leader. Has Shrek the Musical. It's been a great show, so I'm excited to get over there this afternoon. Before we begin and before we meet Erika, a quick word from IXL. They've been a friend of the program a long time. As you're coming down the stretch this school year, IXL, where did your kids start? Where are they now? And where are they going to be? It helps you navigate all of that. Here's a word from IXL.
I'd like to thank IXL for sponsoring today's podcast. Over 1 million teachers use IXL in their classroom every day. IXL is the most widely used online learning and teaching platform K through 12. It empowers schools with complete curriculum, thousands of instructional resources, robust reporting, assessment data, and more. It saves teachers a lot of valuable time with ready-made plans aligned to the standards and the textbooks. Built-in engagement tools like custom competitions make learning fun for students. And IXL's diagnostic is research proven to be a strong predictor of performance on standardized assessments. And the best part, everything I just mentioned is all integrated into one platform, so you can simplify your ed tech tools. Visit IXL.com to lead your students towards data-driven excellence today. The link is in the show notes. And again, appreciate IXL sponsoring today's podcast.
All right. Thank you for that. Again, their link is in the show. You can give it a click there to learn more. Let's get started. We are going to meet Erika Bare, again, superintendent in a moment. She's also an author, and she's written a lot of books about communication. My opening topic here is about being an effective communicator. I was at a soccer game recently, and there was a little conflict at the end of the game between the coaches. The one coach sent this kid running in at the end of the game, no sub, no whistle, and another kid ran out. And it was right near the end of the game. It was a close game. And the other coach started yelling, that's a penalty. That's, offside. You can't do that. And the other coach started yelling back, well, she's got a medical issue, and da-da-da-da. And they went back and forth. And in the end, the player's safety is first, right? I understand. If the kid had a medical issue, I get it. But to be a great communicator, all of that should have been held out. Hey, other coach, hey, referees, if this kid raises double hands, that means they're going to come out of the game and we're going to put somebody in, right? She's got a medical issue, whatever. But that clearly wasn't communicated. The referees did allow it, and the coaches, separated. But it caused a conflict in the game, and it caused an issue in the game because of the lack of communication. And whether you're a superintendent in Oregon, whether you're a school leader here in New York, or whether you're a soccer coach, it is important that we work hard to be effective communicators and be great communicators. And that is going to be part of our topic today as we talk to Erika Bare, Superintendent of South Umpqua Schools. She's up early on the Pacific Coast there. Erika, let's bring her into the show. Welcome to the show, Erika.
Thanks so much. I'm thrilled to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much for your flexibility early on a Sunday morning. And here you are getting up like you don't have enough to do, but you're joining me on the podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I've got my coffee. I'm ready to go.
Awesome. As we were chatting off air, Oregon, very serious about their coffee, very serious about their beer. So what is your coffee? Do you have a particular brand? Are you a local? What do you got?
Well, there's some local brands in Ashland, which is the city that I'm from, that I really, really enjoy, but those aren't available broadly. And then after that, it just has to be quality coffee. It has to be like Pete's is a favorite of mine, out of Seattle originally. So yeah, it just has to be good. And it's just black coffee. I don't do anything fancy. I just like the straight black coffee. Get straight to the point.
Smart, Erika. Friends, if you're watching live, jump in the show. Our friend Danny Bauer watching from Syracuse, New York. But jump in the chat, say hello to Erika. Erika, you're the second-year superintendent at South Umpqua Schools. Thank you for your help with the pronunciation. Southern Oregon. So let's start there, Erika. What's one thing you know now in year two that you didn't know in year one in your journey as a superintendent?
Oh my gosh. Well, coming to South Umpqua was a big shift for me in terms of where I was coming from. I've learned a ton. And I think it's always humbling to think there's always so much more to learn, right? I've been an educator for over 25 years. I've done lots of different jobs. And what I've learned since coming to South Umpqua is the importance of context, community, and connection. I've always known that, but having the patience to build it in a really intentional way, coming to a place that was new for me and for my family, and really being intentional about building those connections, understanding the local context, figuring out who all of the people are and how we can partner together to support our kids has been a journey. And it's not that I didn't know it was important before. I just didn't quite connect the challenges when you're not organically from a place. It's just a different set of strategies that we have to use.
Yeah, for sure. Erika, my good friend Larry Dake is a superintendent here in the East Coast, the Binghamton area. And he talks about fit a lot. Is it a good fit? And you made a change. You moved your family. You're again in South Umpqua Schools. Talk to me about the fit. What were some things that you looked at in South Umpqua and said, you know what? Yes, I am going to take this job. I am going to make this leap, because it's not just them wanting you. You also have to want them. It's got to be the right fit. So talk to me about some of the things that got your attention about going there to be the superintendent.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you asked that, because I was really in a position where I was trying to make a decision. There were a couple of different districts I could go to, a couple of different ways I could go. And for me, the biggest piece about South Umpqua was their mission statement, or their vision statement, which was to unlock the potential in every student. And that has been part of my own educational mission since I started teaching 20 some odd years ago, was really about unlocking the unlimited potential in every student. So I made a small shift to it when I got there. But that's one of the main things that drew me, was just that alignment. And then the other piece is the problems that they had to solve were problems that I'm really passionate about, right? It was about student achievement. It was about building skill sets of the teachers in the classroom. It was about attracting folks to our community who want to be able to send their kids to a school that is thriving. And so that sounded like really good work to me. I really wanted to focus on problems around how do we increase student achievement? How do we increase teachers and educators' ability to thrive in a space so that they can do their best work? And it's been such a good decision for me because I'm working on problems that I'm passionate about. We're having some really good success, and I'm not in misalignment with the direction of the board, the direction of everyone in the community, because our missions were so aligned from the very beginning.
Awesome. Well said there. And I know, just researching, looking at some things, you've made some great gains in reading, certainly at the elementary level too. I know there's been some big jumps. Talk to me about what did you notice there, and then what were some of the strategies that helped increase the reading so high at the younger levels?
Yeah, so we really, when I came in, we have work to do in literacy K-12, and I know that early reading is where we're really going to be able to make that long-term difference. Not that we're ignoring the rest, but we got very focused. We got very like, this is the thing we're working on, is making sure that teachers have the right tools in their toolkit to support early reading. They have the right training, they have the right materials, and we've built structures for them to be able to do it well, and then provided supports, ongoing coaching, ongoing work, and keeping that conversation going. So it's not like I'm going to go to a conference on reading and how to do that right, and then be sent back into the classroom and released to go do it, right? We were really intentional on focusing on skills long term and weaving that into every conversation we were having with our primary educators and elementary in general, not very different. And so it was really about focus and then continual support, making sure that every teacher a month down the road, a week down the road, has the support that they need to continue to grow in their practice. And the results followed. It's been really remarkable. We, of course, still have a ways to go. I'm not going to be satisfied until 100% of my third graders are reading on benchmark, but we are on our way, and it has, I think we've improved over 200%. I think another benefit, thank you. I know, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for those kids. And we know for teachers too, that sense of efficacy, that sense of knowing that they can really make a difference and impact makes a big difference in terms of their job satisfaction. So another big goal that I had coming in was to increase our retention. South Umpqua is it's beautiful here. I love it here. There's so much about it that I'm like, if people knew, they would all be here. At the same time, we're rural, and it's hard to attract folks. And so for us, it's really about retention and making sure that our teachers have the supports they need so that they want to stay. And that's another thing that it was kind of, I'm not going to say an unexpected outcome. We did some other things as well, but our retention rate, we were losing almost 20% of our staff every year.
Wow.
And this year, knock on something, we're looking at like 2 to 3%. So that is another huge victory for us. I know, I'm so excited for our kids, because when we can really support our teachers and really make sure they have the tools they need, they stay and they feel effective, and they're in a place where they want to be, and our kids, of course, benefit from that.
Congratulations, Erika. Success
Thank
breeds
you.
success breeds success there. So that's
Right.
awesome. And it is a beautiful area. If you're looking at a map, friends, you go from Portland to Eugene, and right there above the California border there, not far from the coast. Beautiful. It's called Myrtle
Creek.
Myrtle Creek. Yeah.
Yep. And Canyonville. Yeah. We kind of have 3 little communities in our sweet little district. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. It is a beautiful area. Erika, it's a nice time of year too. It's spring. You could kind of see the finish line down there. It's almost there. But there's a lot of ceremonies. There's a lot of recognitions. There's a lot of things happening. That's why we're here on a Sunday.
Yep.
How do you prepare when you go speak at an awards assembly, when you go speak to the graduates, when you speak to the kindergarten moving up? What are some of the things that you prepare when you go speak to your school and the community?
Yeah, well, I think a lot about the message of like over communicating clarity. So no matter what I'm talking about, if I have an audience, there are certain things that I'm wanting to talk about over and over and over again. And so you're going to see some of my talking points in whatever speech I'm giving for that audience. And that's really because in order for something to get hardwired into our system, in order for something to really become, this is just how we do business, we have to talk about it until we're so tired of talking about it that we can hardly stand it. Did you say Danny Bauer was watching right now?
Danny dropped a note in the chat here. I don't know if he's still with us, but he certainly said hello here in the chat.
So he's been a coach for me as I've been stepping into the superintendency. I recommend everyone get a coach, and Danny is a great option. But he really talked to me in the very beginning about, you have to keep saying it. Even though you've said it 1,001 times, you're tired of thinking about it, you're tired of saying it. That repetition of message is really important. And then when I'm thinking about, getting ready to stand up and deliver a speech, of course, I'm thinking about my audience. I'm thinking about making sure that it's going to resonate with them. I'm going to want to have some stories that are specific to the folks in the room, and really highlight and celebrate the people who I'm speaking with, because they're what makes our community great. So I'm going to want to find a lot of celebrations and things that I can highlight in terms of their accomplishments.
I second what you say about Danny. He is a great leader, a ruckus maker.
That's right.
Erika, if again, you're like you said, over communicating clarity. I like that. And again, keep saying the message. How do you make sure it's a fine balance of they got the message versus you turn them off?
Yeah. Well, I think there are times when I say, you're probably sick of hearing me say this, but I'm going to say it one more time. And the thing is, there's always someone in the room who needs to hear it again. You don't want to say it so many times in the same way that it becomes tiresome, right? So you've got to have like 50 different ways of getting the message through. You've got to have 50 different angles to be highlighting. So if our focus is really on the work that we're doing with literacy, for example, I'm not going to talk about that. Like, we're really working on literacy, we're implementing these strategies. If I'm talking to a kindergarten class, promotion, I'm going to be talking about how hard those kids worked to help achieve our goal and how hard our teachers worked to help us achieve a goal. It's about celebrating the progress along the way and highlighting whatever part that audience is playing and has played in helping us get to where we're going.
Well said. Friends, this is Erika Bare, South Umpqua Schools, Southern Oregon, second-year superintendent, longtime school leader, and Erika is also an author. Erika is also a presenter, and you are presenting multiple places this week. So It's Sunday morning, Erika. The conferences are this week. How do you prepare when you go speak to at a place like that? Let's talk about, the School Climate Conference is one of the places. How do you go prepare with that? And are you doing it with your co-author there as well, Tiffany Burns?
It's always so much more fun when I get to present with my co-author, Tiffany Burns, because we're more fun together, and we have more fun together. But when we're getting ready, it is so nice to have two people, right? So the one thing is that we're able to go back and forth and talk through what we want to highlight and what areas we want to focus on. But we can, there's always, when we fill out that, what are you coming to talk about? We want to make sure that we have, 2 or 3 really clear objectives, and that everything we're doing is to help get to those objectives. So again, we don't want to pack too much. There's never enough time in those conference moments to do everything we want to do. We also make sure that we've incorporated enough time for folks to really talk and digest and think about what it is that we're asking them to think about and learn about. So time to work with each other. We always integrate a couple fun things that they can do. And what happens is that the leaders will come up after. I'm like, I'm totally stealing that. Because there's no preparation needed, and it wasn't, hard. Even, the superintendents will play along with us and do whatever it is we're asking. So we just make sure there's enough time. We make sure that we stay focused. And we also make sure that it's going to be really relevant to the people that we have in the room. So yeah, no, it's a busy time right now. I think we have 3 conferences in the next 2 weeks, and it's so fun to be able to go around and talk about the work that we do, and hopefully provide some tools to educators that will really help the students that they serve.
Awesome. Well, good luck with all of that. It is conference time. People are planning and sharing, and Erika, I enjoy speaking there as well. Here is a quick little note on that.
Are you looking for a speaker for your next event? What is it? Opening day of school? A summer leadership event? Professional development for next year? A business meeting? Andrew Murata is ready to be your speaker. For the past 7 years, Andrew has been speaking to schools, businesses, and civic organizations, bringing energy, enthusiasm, and real connection to every audience. Connect with Andrew to learn more. He would be honored and excited to support your team with spirit, motivation, and inspiration you're looking for.
Thank you for that, Erika. Obviously, your dog liked it, saying,
I know. And to be clear, not my dogs. Those are the neighbor's dogs. So I have no control,
Really?
and they are that loud that our houses aren't that close together. But yeah, sorry about that.
Well, I'm glad they liked my speaking commercial.
Yeah, they did. They did. They're really excited about it.
Erika, as we shared, again, lots happening, good things at South Umpqua, but also we got a celebration here. Just 1 week ago, released on Amazon and through Connected Ed. There it is, a school leader's playbook for tough conversations. Your second book with Tiffany, your second book written with Jimmy Casas. Congratulations. And it had a good opening on Amazon. You said it was one of the leading, it was in the number one slot there, right?
It's the number one new release for educational leadership. So yeah, we were thrilled, and it's been super fun. This is a message that we're really excited to get out into the world, and are already getting some phenomenal feedback. So yeah, really excited about it.
Cool. I just put the link in there on Amazon, and it's also on the Connected Ed, Jimmy Casas' site here. I'm going to put that in there. Erika, you had written the first book with Tiffany. Here it is. And again, all about conversation and connection and So I had an opening statement. I had an opening story there that I know you heard about communication. As a communication expert, as someone who wants to connect people together, what was your take on that? With where the one coach didn't disclose about this medical thing and the other one got mad? What would be your take on that situation? And I know you weren't there and see the whole thing. You only heard a little clip. What would you say?
Yeah, well, I think a couple of things. One, I mean, proactive communication is always better. So if we can chat with folks ahead of time about something that might come up or a conflict that might be on the horizon, always better to get in there and communicate first, even if sometimes with those tough conversations, we have a hesitancy to not want to have it, right? It's hard and it's difficult and we're busy. And so we might be like, oh, I'm sure this will just work itself out, and we might just not have it. So we say, have the conversation. So if you can be proactive, do that. And then if you're not able to, so in this situation, you've got some folks who are a little bit escalated. And so I would recommend, we have a technique that we actually talk about in both of our books. It's called Acknowledge, Validate, Coach. And it's first acknowledging, oh my gosh, I can see how it would be really frustrating for there to be a substitution and you not understanding why that was happening. I'm so, I understand that you're frustrated. I get that. And that makes sense, right? I've acknowledged the feeling. You're frustrated, you're angry, and then I validated it. That makes sense. And it always makes sense because we don't get to argue what someone's feelings are. We can't argue with that. They are what they are. People can feel what they feel. And then you can move into coach. So in this situation, the coaching is less about, it's sharing a perspective, right? It's like, the piece of information that I'm so sorry you didn't have is that there's a medical issue. And so we have a signal, and this is what happened. And so I understand that you're frustrated, and that totally makes sense because it looked like an illegal substitution. And I just want to provide you with this additional information. So just that acknowledge, validate, and then coach. And, that coaching piece obviously looks different if we're supporting someone with solving a problem. But in this case, just more clearly communicating the why behind what was going on.
Awesome. Hey, here's a situation. Bam. Practical strategy. 1, 2, 3 steps. Perfect, Erika. Well done there. Erika, writing a book is difficult. Writing a co-author is difficult. You got 2 people, a lot of moving parts, and now you've done it twice. So for someone who's thinking about writing, why might you say, hey, co-authoring is a great way to go? Tiffany is a great friend of yours. You kind of been together a long time, came up together in the education leadership world. Why co-authoring, and how do you and Tiffany make it work so well?
Yeah, well, for me, I don't know that I ever would have finished a book if I didn't have the accountability and support of Tiffany, of my co-author. Like you said, Tiffany and I came up together. We grew up together in school administration. We actually went to principal school together and then got jobs in the same district coming out of that program. And we've been connected ever since. And we actually did a lot of writing together in our program and found that we really enjoyed that process together because we had, group projects, group papers, you know the drill with that. And we really liked working together. So when I'm thinking about whether or not to co-author, that's the first part. You've got to have someone that you can work well with, that your ideas are going to make each other's ideas better and not, have any kind of rub there, that you can have healthy debate, that you can get into a long conversation about why this sentence should be this way instead of this way, and that it's just about the work and not personal. And then we had a really set schedule. Like we set accountability markers for ourselves. We set timelines for ourselves and then held each other accountable to that, which when you've got a joint project, I think that part's really important. And then we also made sure it was a lot of fun. Like we did a huge amount of the writing for this second book in Guanajuato, Mexico, where she was for the summer. I went down for a week and we just knocked a bunch of it out. So we made it fun wherever we could because we are good friends. We like hanging out together, and this wouldn't be worth it if we weren't having a good time.
Awesome. Again, good strategies. I just put their website in the chat, connectingthroughconversation.com. Great pictures there. Great graphics with the books, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah.
And also certainly their speaking opportunities and all of that. Erika, you mentioned about being friends. That can be difficult sometimes with feedback, as you shared. Did you review her parts of the book, and did she review yours? Or it's, here's my part, here's her part, and Jimmy Casas and his team reviewed it. How did you handle that part of it?
Well, I think one of the reasons that this book resonates with people, it really is in one voice. And so the way we did that is I would start a chapter and she would start a different chapter. We'd draft that out. We'd switch. We'd make comments, adjustments, word changes, additions, subtractions. And then we would come together and do the process of talking through all of that together. So each chapter got three goes, right? One author, then the next author, and then the two of us together, really refining it. And then of course we got support from the Casas team and all of their editing as well. But by the time it got to them, it had already gone through 3 revisions. And so it allowed it to make sure we were in both. Our voice was in every single part of the book, and it really is a combination of both of us. So our goal is, and we forget like who started this chapter. We couldn't go back and tell you that now. And that's our goal, is that you can't really tell who's writing what part.
I see you had a friend join you here on the show.
I have 2 cats, Oki and Doki, and that is Doki. He likes to be a star. So yeah, he often joins me for this. Yeah. I
mean, look at Doki in the like he's got a perfect spot.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just for him. He's like, I will be on my throne right over here for the watching audience. Yep.
Friends, again, I put a school leader's playbook for tough conversations. #1 seller on Amazon there. I just put it in the chat. Check it out. And certainly that is something that's a challenge for all of us there. So kudos to you and Tiffany for taking on a difficult topic. And so that is in the chat. Erika, I think all leaders are readers, and you're writing, but I know you're a big reader. I love this picture here that you love reading. Talk to me. What are you reading now? What's something that you're reading now?
Oh gosh, Unleashed is the book that I'm reading right now. It's a book around leadership. I'm a huge leadership nerd. I get any book I can get my hands on that will help me become a better leader, either in or outside of education. And I have a really tight routine. It's another thing I learned from Danny Bauer like 15 years ago, is my morning starts every day. I do at least 20 minutes of professional reading. And it just helps me be continually learning and opening up new ideas. So yeah, Unleashed is my most current, but I'm always in something.
Awesome. Very cool. Erika, this was fun, and I appreciate you sharing and learning and squeezing us in here. What's something that we haven't talked about that you want to share or that you wanted to say?
I think something that I want to share is that all of my work, both as a superintendent and longtime educator, and now with both of these books, is the goal is and has always been to make sure that we're building an environment of connection and support for our kids and for our colleagues and for everyone in our community, so that children, every single child who steps through or comes into the schoolhouse doors, feels loved, cared for, and a deep sense of belonging. Because when we have that, students are going to achieve and they're going to thrive, and that is the goal. So all my work is towards that end.
Awesome. Erika, you mentioned about 20 minutes in reading, high structure. You're a busy person. You're accomplishing a lot. You're doing a lot. What are some of those blocks of time where you are down, where you are relaxing, where you are taking your foot off the pedal? I know they're scheduled, but what are some of the things that you do there to pull back and take care of yourself with all that you're doing?
Yeah, so my morning routine is sacred to me. Like, I really don't let people mess with it. I get up at 5 in the morning, I read, I journal, I do a quick meditation, and then I do 30 minutes of intensive work, and then I take a walk, and then I'm ready to get ready for my day. So that for me is my most important block of time for my own kind of sanity, I'm going to say. Just keeps me going. And it's a block of time that folks don't interfere with, because most people are still asleep at 5 a.m., which is really helpful. And then I also schedule in my week a couple blocks of time to do that regular ongoing work that has to happen. So email it's at the bane of every school leader's existence, I think. We could do email all day long and never get through it. And so I have clear blocks of time in my calendar to address that. I work on it for that long, and then I'm done. That's it. Got a half hour here, a half an hour here, and that's all I'm going to do. And that helps keep me from getting sucked into the tyranny of the urgent. And then I also schedule a 2-hour block of time to do that kind of, I call it a weekly review, but it's that opportunity to do some deeper work, kind of wrap up any loose ends from the previous week and really be planned for the next week, so that I can start off ready to go.
Great tips. Erika Bare, friends, Umpqua superintendent, Southern Oregon author, presenter. Fantastic. Erika, as we get wrapped up here, you're finishing your second year. Every day in schools, 3 things a superintendent should be doing.
First of all, be in the school. If you haven't seen kids on any given day, that day was not successful for me. Like, I have to actually be in the schools, build connections every single day. So I want to make sure that every teacher I see, and I'm lucky, I'm in a district of about 1,400 kids. So I can know every single teacher. I can know every single support staff. And I want to make sure that there's scheduled time to connect with them. And then also be intentional. What are my big goals? What are those things that I'm working on? And what step have I taken today to help achieve those big goals? Not like, what did I get done on my to-do list, but what is that one or two things that I can do to move that bigger objective forward?
Erika Bare, dropping knowledge, friends, here on the podcast. Erika, I know you have one of these, right? It's a magic wand here. I keep it with me. It helps make things happen. So if I gave you a magic wand, or where's my I don't have my genie lamp. Sorry, but if I gave you a magic wand, what is your wish for education? What would you grant in education?
there's so many things. That's almost a really hard question just to narrow it down. I think the one thing that I would wish is that every child in our schools was significantly connected to at least one adult in the system throughout their educational career. I want every single child to be connected and have that meaningful relationship with folks in their schools as they're going through. I think that would be my wish, is that every single kid has that. And that's always what we're working towards, but hitting that 100% is tough. And so that would be my dream.
Yeah. And you talk about connecting, right? Here's a way, even in your book, is bringing adults closer to kids. And then maybe if it's a difficult conversation, it might look a little different, but that theme of connection has been throughout the podcast. So fantastic here. Awesome. Well, let's get to rapid fire, Erika, and you could be on with your Sunday, and I'm getting ready to go to the school play.
I'm jealous. School play.
Yeah.
Fun. Yeah.
Shrek the Musical. It's got great reviews. I'm excited.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah. All right. These are rapid fire questions, Erika. Yeah. Quick answers. Here we go. Last movie you saw?
Oh, I rewatched Star Wars Episode 4.
Oh, are you a Star Wars like person?
Our family is into Star Wars. Yeah. I would say I'm off and along for the ride, but I enjoy it.
So when you say 4, like the first one?
The first one. I was going to say the original, which is the order. You should watch it. 4, 5, 6, 1. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One of the great movies. Good for you. Last concert you went to?
Bruce Springsteen. He was just in Portland, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah.
He's incredible. He's incredible.
It is amazing to me. I'm looking at him and thinking about how much older he is than I am. He is younger than my parents, or I'm sorry, older than my parents, and he's up there doing things I could only dream of having the stamina to do.
Cool documentary on Apple, and if you haven't read Born to Run, his biography. Yeah.
All right, I'll put it on my list for sure. Yeah, he is awesome.
Very cool. You're 2 for 2 so far with your answers. You're doing good. So maybe it's a Bruce song, but what's the last song you sang out loud in the car?
Oh, in the car. Well, this is a little bit embarrassing, but the last one I sang along in the car was a Swift song. It was Shake It Off.
Come on.
It's just so catchy. You can't not sing along with it, even if you're not a fan. And I enjoy your music. Yeah.
You got a 21-year-old daughter. I mean, come
it's
on.
a true story. Yep. 21-year-old daughter. That's right.
I'm a Swiftie. I'm down with that. How often do people spell Umpqua incorrectly?
All the time. Yep. Umpqua is a tricky one. It's the South Umpqua River. It comes from the indigenous people here, and it is it's easy to misspell. And in fact, embarrassing story, spelling is difficult for me in general. Like I've always struggled with it. And I was doing a brochure for our strategic plan and sent it to someone to look at. And they're like, well, you might want to spell the district name correctly. And I was like, okay, yeah. So all the time. And myself gets, yep.
The P and the Q there. I mean, it just doesn't. It's not getting on the Scrabble. It's not getting on the Scrabble board.
That's right.
Wow. One thing you're going to learn, or one thing you're going to do in 2026.
If I would really like to think about language. So I used to speak Spanish. I traveled and had quite a bit of Spanish as I was growing up, and then I didn't use it for a lot of years, and it's dormant and I cannot pull it out. And I would love to get that back up to the surface again.
Muy bueno. Your favorite dish?
Anything pasta. I don't get to eat it very often, but Alfredo would be my number one.
Nice. Vacation summer? Is a summer vacation?
My husband and I are celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary this summer. So we are headed to Kauai, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Enjoy. We talked about a lot of your passions, communication. What's a pet peeve of yours?
Embarrassing when people are late. Like I my days are so structured and my timing is so structured that lateness bothers me, and that doesn't mean that I'm not sometimes guilty of being late myself. It is just, but I'm also really irritated when I'm late. So lateness in general, pet peeve. Yep.
I hear you on that. Who is your sports team?
Well, my primary one is going to be, so I'm a Duck. I'm University of Oregon is where I went to school, and college football is my favorite sport to watch. So Ducks college football.
That is an experience for sure. Going to the stadium. What?
Autzen. Yeah.
I mean, I'm an East Coast guy. That was a really cool experience.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. Super fun.
Shout out to Molly and Tim Smith, my friends. Got tickets there. That was a great time. It's Sunday morning there. On Sunday mornings, when you're not on a podcast, fill in the blank. What's your Sunday mornings look like?
So Sunday mornings usually involve a longer than usual walk with my dog, and oftentimes after that we will head out for a leisurely breakfast as a family for the people who are here. My daughter's off in Milwaukee going to school, so it's usually the three of us. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Sunday mornings, nice. Time slows down, right?
That's right. That's
beautiful. Right. Something about Erika Bare that people do not know about.
Well, I usually keep this pretty quiet, but my first job out of when I was in high school was at Chuck E. Cheese, and I was the mouse, and one of the more popular ones because I was on the shorter end, so the kids could get, eye to eye. It was pretty fun, pretty fabulous. Yeah.
Great answer there, Erika. This has been a lot of fun. Friends, her links are in the chat and in the show notes. Her website, the book, Connected Ed, and again, her and Tiffany's website, Connecting Through Conversation. It's all in the chat. Check these things out. Erika, bring us home with a quote that is meaningful to you.
When we know better, we do better. Maya Angelou.
Well done, Erika Bare. Good luck at the conferences this week.
Thank you so much. Fun to be with you.
Yeah. Congratulations on all the success at South Umpqua, as well as with the books and such, and keep moving forward, keep surviving and thriving.
Thank you.
All right. Friends, have a great week here. And thanks to Erika Bare and for the podcast. Have a great day, everybody.